After all these years, we still can't get enough of The Incredibles, but we are going to have a whole lot more of them as the family with superpowers hits the big screen in The Incredibles 2. To help you get amped up for the sequel, check out 25 incredible facts about the original film that will make you love the Pixar classic even more.
Showtime.
Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad to be the first to know of Screen Rant content. The Incredibles features some highly detailed CG, but before Brad Bird was a part of the Pixar family, he conceived The Incredibles while working at Warner Bros. The original animation was going to be a blend of 2D-style cell animation, much like seen in the movie's closing title sequence. Brad Bird was wooed by Pixar. CG became the norm and the rest is history.
I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now.
As the family of superheroes went through development, they didn't start out too incredible at first. Early draft of the movie referred to them as the Invincibles. It's pretty safe to say The Incredibles has a much better ring to it.
Yes, precisely.
The Incredibles call Metroville their home, and the city name was purposefully chosen to be based off of the iconic hero, Superman. The Metro part refers to Superman's fictional city of Metropolis, and the Ville part refers to the small town Clark Kent grew up in, known as Smallville. The larger-than-life hero, Mr. Incredible, was purposefully given the name Bob Parr to make his civilian life seem as boring and normal as possible. It could have been even more generic, as early drafts in the script referred to him as Bob Smith. The name Bob Parr has a slightly better flow while still keeping the generic nature. While Bob's name was generic, the character of Frozone was designed and planned to have the coolest voice in Hollywood. This is why Brad Bird turned to Samuel L. Jackson. Years before Jackson would don the eye patch as Nick Fury, he stepped into the cold superhero shoes of Frozone and was a huge highlight in the movie.
Where is my super suit?
Brad Bird wasn't limiting himself to just Hollywood stars for the roles either. Violet Parr's character and voice was inspired by Sarah Vowell, an editor and reporter on the radio series This American Life. After some convincing, Vowell took on the role and returns as Violet for the sequel as well.
Did you wash your hands? With soap? Did you dry them?
If you thought voice acting was easy, then consider some of the method training Dash's voice actor had to go through. Voice actor Spencer Fox actually had to run laps so the producers would capture his true out-of-breath voice for specific scenes with Dash.
I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Mom.
The youngest member of the Parr family is Jack, and the character was directly named after Brad Bird's own son, Jack. He's probably thankful his son doesn't possess some of the crazy abilities Jack shows in both The Incredibles and the animated short he appears in. One of the references that goes right over children's heads is a direct shot-for-shot reimagining of Die Hard with a Vengeance. In the third Die Hard film, Samuel L. Jackson's character has a gun pointed at him by a cop while he convinces him he needs to grab the phone. In The Incredibles, the same goofy cop appears as Frozone seeks out a quick sip of water. The big difference? One scene ends with fire, and the other ends with ice.
Freeze.
The flashback marriage scenes between Bob and Helen includes a lot of quick and fun moments. The stained glass window on the front of the church resembles the letter I logo the Incredibles use on their costume. During the wedding, listen closely to vows as the characters mention living the greatest adventure.
You are my greatest adventure.
This is a reference to a DC comic miniseries featuring another hero by the name of Elastigirl.
You are Elastigirl! My God, pull yourself together!
The quick shot of the guests at the wedding showcases 4 heroes who eventually died because of the capes they wore as heroes. This includes Stratogale, Metaman, Thunderhead, and Dynaguy. Airplane engines, rockets, and tornadoes are just a few of the ways their capes were caught.
Dynaguy, snag on takeoff, splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No kicks!
Edna Mode's unique look and design wasn't just pulled from thin air. Edith Head was a famous costume designer back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. She worked for several huge stars and film directors like Alfred Hitchcock. Not only does Edna Mode have a similar, but they have similar hairstyles, and also wear the same thick-rimmed glasses.
Yes, marvelous, isn't it?
As Edna's character went through development and was based off Edith Head, director Brad Bird provided a temporary voice track. Producers and animators loved the voice he used so much it stuck with the film, and Bird returned to voice her again in The Incredibles 2.
Darling, it's been such a long time after all these years, so long.
Like many superheroes, the Incredibles have their own distinct theme song, and it is played many times throughout the movie. Apparently, the heroes are aware of their own theme song, as Bob Parr can be heard humming along to it after he completes his first heroic mission years after superheroes were banned. A large portion of the movie takes place on Nomanison Island, which sounds like an exotic name actually breaks down to form the phrase, "No man is an island." The reference is from a book entitled No Man is an Island, written by author Thomas Merton. As Mr. Incredible flies a black jet to the island, DC Comics fans may notice something looks very familiar. The jet he flies in is a near-exact replica of the Black Manta's ship used in the Aquaman comics. Usually reserved for villains, Mr. Incredible makes the jet a sweet ride for heroes.
This is your automated captain. Would you care for more mimosa?
Don't mind if I do. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It truly doesn't feel like a Pixar movie without the classic A113 appearance. The A113 refers to the animation classroom at the California Institute of the Arts, where many Pixar animators got their start. In The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible is captured and held on floor A1 while placed in cell block 13. Put it all together to get A113.
Huh? What?
I didn't say anything.
Syndrome steals the show as the movie's main villain. His backstory is great, and he possesses some great powers to use against the hero. Originally, Syndrome may have been nothing to the story at all. Early stages of production set the main villain as Zarek, a man who lives to be over 200 years old and harnesses energy to expand his life. Zarek was completely cut from the movie, but does make an appearance in several issues of the Incredible comic book series. As Syndrome was aged and used as the main character, animators drew from a single source for the animation: Brad Bird. The resemblance between Bird and Syndrome is uncanny, although the voice acting duties of the villain were given to Jason Lee.
You married Elastigirl? And got busy!
Syndrome's biggest powers comes from his ability to use a zero-point energy beam. The powerful energy is not Pixar fiction. It actually comes from a theory written by Stephen Hawking and refers to the ability to harness infinite energy. Essentially, actually forming zero-point energy beams would create an unlimited source of power.
Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
Not only are the zero-point energy blasts a part of Syndrome's great powers, but they contribute to a lot of the superhero violence in the film. In total, The Incredibles features over 600 gunshots and 35 explosions. With violence like this, it's only natural Pixar would veer a little bit from their traditional G rating. The Incredibles marks the first time a Pixar film received a PG rating. Many more films would follow this rating, including Brave, Inside Out, and The Good Dinosaur. As the Incredibles look to assemble together again, they will naturally get compared to another powerful superhero group, the Fantastic Four. Besides Dash's speed, each hero mimics the Fantastic Four, including Jack's flame powers, Elastigirl's ability to stretch, Violet's invisibility, and Mr. Incredible's strength. Let's just say that The Incredibles 2 will most likely be more entertaining than the most recent attempt at a Fantastic Four reboot. Wow, thanks for watching. What was your favorite fact? Are you excited for The Incredibles 2? What is your favorite part of the first movie? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos.